Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu says his administration has rescued Nigeria's economy from the brink of collapse, assuring Nigerians living in St. Lucia that significant reforms are stabilizing the country and reviving investor confidence. This was disclosed in a statement released by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga. He said, as of the time he assumed office, he inherited a country that was near bankruptcy. The Senate has resolved to amend the Bureau for Public Procurement and Local Content Act to include local and new contractors in the handling of federal government contracts to stimulate grassroots economic development in the country. This followed a motion sponsored by Senator Suleiman Umar Sadiq, APC Kwara North in Abuja. Our National Assembly correspondent Topsy Gimba has the details.
Leading the debate on the motion, Senator Suleiman Omar Sadiq, APC Kwara North, noted that despite the existing local content policies and initiatives, including the renewed Hope Infrastructure Development Fund by the current administration, numerous small-scale federal government contracts, particularly below 50 million naira, often executed by larger and non-indigenous firms. Senator Sadiq urged his colleagues to support the motion to ensure local contractors are engaged to significantly enhance community participation, job creation, and increase productivity.
It reads that engaging local contractors for such contracts will significantly enhance community participation, job creation, increase productivity, foster a sense of ownership in public projects.
Jobs, contracts that are supposed to be awarded and executed by local contractors are given to foreigners. It's not as if we don't like foreigners, but no, people should not remain jobless.
Supporting the motion, Senators Sani Musa APC Niger East and Abdul Ningi PDP Bauchi Central urged the BPP to ensure local contractors are engaged in executing federal government contracts. Other senators Adamu Aleru APC Kebbi Central, Jibril Barrow Kano Central, Adams Oshomole, APC Edo North, and Solomon Olamelekon, APC Ogun West, called for the amendment of the acts that establish BPP and local content to remove sections of the acts that provide the use of foreign contractors in handling local contracts.
All we need to do is to ask BPP to adjust their requirements so that everyone will be able to at least gain, and that will raise the economic activities in our localities.
We also have to educate, persuade, and enlighten Nigeria businessmen and women, particularly the construction industry.
In his remarks, the president of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, said when the acts establishing BPP and local content were amended, would remove tough requirements to allow local contractors to execute federal government contracts.
With the prayer that we have adopted today, I believe this will cure all the defects that we have found in the contracting system and the shortchanging of local contractors and even the unnecessary conditionalities of experience when you have never been given an opportunity.
The motion was unanimously adopted while urging ministries, departments, and agencies to include local companies in the award of contracts in the country. Topsy Gimba, reporting for Global TV News.
Chairman of the Senate Committee.
The Nigerian Senate has confirmed nominees for the Nigerian Law Reform Commission NLRC following President Bola Tinubu's June 2025 nominations. Dakas was nominated as chairman and Uchenna Okolocha and Fatima Alkali as commissioners. However, Fatima Alkali, who was nominated to represent the Northeast region, declined the appointment and communicated her rejection to the presidency. Over now to Kikelomo Okere for more details.
Chairman of the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, Adeni Adegbamire, reported that the committee found Dakas, a senior advocate of Nigeria from the North Central region, and Uchenna Okolocha from South region to be fit and proper person for their position based on their qualifications, experience, competence, and integrity. The committee recommended replacing Alkali with another female nominee from the Northeast to maintain gender fairness.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, it should be stated that this committee wrote the Presidential Liaison Officer on National Assembly Matters for the Senate and requested him to present the nominees for screening. However, the committee was informed that one of the nominees, Professor Fatima Alkali of the Northeast political region, declined the appointment and communicated same to the presidency. Recommendations.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, put confirmation to a voice vote, and nominees were confirmed except for Alkali, who had already declined the appointment.
Confirm the nomination of Dr. Uchenna Eugene Okolocha, representing South for appointment as Commissioner of the Nigerian Law Reform Commission. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Dr. Uchenna Eugene Okolocha, representing the South region, is hereby confirmed as Commissioner of the Nigerian Law Reform Commission.
Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
The Nigerian Medical Association has issued a 21-day ultimatum to the federal government to meet its demands to avert industrial action in the health sector. The association, in a press conference in Abuja, expressed disappointment and condemned the circular on the consequential adjustment of allowances under the Consolidated Medical Salary Structure for medical and dental practitioners in Nigeria. Professor Audu said the circular from the National Salary, Income and Wages Commission violated previous collective bargaining agreement with the government, adding that the recent development had worsened already existing tension among doctors who had remained committed to serving in Nigeria despite ongoing challenges. Over on to the federal government has offered a 50 million naira venture capital grant to outstanding students in Nigeria universities. It was gathered that the grant was for students in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine fields. Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, who announced this in Abuja at the inauguration of the Research and Innovation Commercialization Committee, revealed that the initiative would be rolled out between September and October this year. The Student Grant Venture Capital Initiative will provide up to 50 million naira in grants to high-achieving STEM students in Nigerian universities, starting from 300 level. Former President of the Senate, David Mark, has tendered his resignation from the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Mark, a founding member of the PDP, resigned from the party following his appointment as one of the interim leaders of the coalition-backed African Democratic Congress, ADC. Announcing his resignation, the former Senate President, in a statement dated June 27th and signed by him, cited the leadership crisis in the PDP as the main reason for his resignation. The Senate has taken a significant step towards promoting green mobility and local manufacturing with the adoption of Senator Orji Uzor Kalu's Electric Vehicle Transition and Green Mobility Bill 2025. The bill, which passed its first reading, seeks to establish a comprehensive framework for Nigeria's transmission to electric vehicles. Kalu stated that the proposed legislation is designed to position Nigeria as a regional leader in green energy transportation while boosting industrial capacity, adding that it is about creating thousands of jobs, driving local innovation, and ensuring that Nigeria does not lag behind in global shift towards electric mobility. The Nigerian Army High Command says it's violently denied terrorists the opportunity to disrupt Nigerian social cultural heritage or smear the sanctity of the country's sovereignty. General Oluyede spoke at a briefing to announce activities marking the 162nd anniversary of the Army. According to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, the Army rose to the challenge and saved the nation from further doom, contended with the enemies of peace and agents of chaos who have brought terrorism to our borders and caused a plethora of international security issues, in his quote. No fewer than 15 persons have been reportedly killed by bandits expected to be members of Lukarawa in Kualijai village of the Tangaza local government area of Sokoto State. The incident was said to have happened on Wednesday afternoon when the suspected terrorists entered the village and attacked them. He said the victims had been buried according to Islamic rites on Wednesday evening. You are watching the live broadcast of Midday News. When Midday News returns, Nigeria to end gas flaring by 2030 on the new strategy. Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television.
You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Midday News on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, President Bola Tinubu commissioned the Northwest Digital Industrial Park in Kano, which was vandalized during the Ed Bad Governance protest in 2024. President Tinubu was represented at the commissioning ceremony by the Minister of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, in Kano. The minister in his address expressed the need for the youth in the state and the country at large to use these opportunities to tap from the various opportunities across the globe. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission says its gas-centric transmission strategy aims to eliminate routine flaring by 2030 and reduce methane by 60% by 2031. The Commission's Chief Executive, Benga Komolafe, made this known at the ongoing 24th Nigeria Oil and Gas Energy Week Conference 2025. He revealed that the strategy was supported by initiatives such as Decades of Gas, the Nigerian Gas Flare Communalization Program, and the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas CNG Initiative. Nigeria's fiscal outlook for 2025 is under serious threat, according to the International Monetary Fund, which has warned that the country must urgently reverse its budget targets or face a deepening commercial crisis. The IMF's latest article consultation report points to a significant risk of Nigeria exceeding its fiscal deficit projections for the year, driven by a combination of falling oil prices, a lower production level, and challenges in capital expenditure execution. It called on the Nigerian authorities to take immediate action to recalibrate the country's fiscal policies and budget expectations to reflect the current economic realities. The United States Ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills, has announced that bilateral trade between the two countries has soared to about $13 billion since last year. Mills disclosed this at a dinner organized by the U.S. mission in Nigeria to mark the country's 249th independence anniversary. He said that the spiraling trade relations between the two nations have fostered not only economic opportunities for Nigerians, but have also created jobs for Americans and Nigerians alike. In a major boost to rural connectivity and security in the Federal Capital Territory, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu commissioned the newly dualized 16.4 kilometers Yushafa War College Army Checkpoint Road in Buhari Area Council. President Tinubu, who was represented by Kashim Shettima, says inauguration forms part of a wider 17-day ceremony across Abuja, including nearly 150 kilometers of new roads in satellite towns, reinforcing Tinubu's renewed hope infrastructure agenda. Over now to Godwin Sunday for more reports.
President Bola Tinubu, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, commends the FCT Minister for the balanced infrastructural development across urban and rural areas, saying it is essential to national unity and economic growth. Tinubu highlighted the project as a corridor for agriculture, commerce, education and security, urging local communities to take ownership and preserve the roadway.
And this shows the love you have for the satellite town residents. I want to thank you most sincerely. Look at this place now. Why do you need to stay in the city where you can drive from here to the city 25-30 minutes? And that is what is required. Those who say they don't want to see, may you don't see. God gave you eyes to see. He said you will not see. I have us say don't see again.
FCT Minister Nyesom Wike thanked President Bola Tinubu and reaffirmed that connecting these key sites will enhance travel as well as open up new prospects for farming, education and commerce in outlying areas such as Ushafa Old Usama Dam and Abuja War College corridors.
Not just the commissioning of a road, but the fulfillment of a promise. For too long, the journey between Ushafa and the War College Army checkpoint has been a test of endurance. Every commuter, every trader, every student, and every health worker who has traveled this road has felt the burden of delay and difficulties. That story changes today. With this project, we have transformed a path of frustration into a corridor of opportunity. These dualized and upgraded roads will not only ease traffic congestion, they will breathe new life into economic activities, improve access to education and healthcare, and uplift the overall quality of life for the good people of Ushafa, Buari, and the neighboring communities.
As Abuja expands its road into rural zones, local communities stand to benefit from easier access, security and growth. Godwin Sunday, reporting for Global Television News.
On the foreign scene now, the embattled former Director General of the National Financial Investigation Agency in Equatorial Guinea, Balstere Ngonga, is set to face 18 years imprisonment after he appeared in the Malibu court for his corruption trial. Ngonga had been detained at Black Beach Prison since September 2024 following corruption probe and unrelated to the over 400 sex tapes involving high-profile women uncovered in his office and house. In addition to the prison terms, the charges include a recommended fine of over 910 million CFA francs, approximately $1.5 million, and the prohibition on handling any public office throughout the sentence period. South Korean lawmakers have voted to revise the rules around the martial law, now barring any attempt to obstruct lawmakers from entering the National Assembly. This comes after former President Yoon Suk-yeol's short-lived martial law order last December, which plunged the country into a political crisis. As military forces gathered in front of the National Assembly, lawmakers had to scale the wall to vote down Yoon's order. The amendment also bans the military and police from entering the National Assembly without the approval of its Speaker. Hundreds of people have been evacuated as a major wildfire continues to burn out of control on the Greek island of Sirte. The fire, which has been famed by gale force winds, broke out in rugged forested terrain near the municipality of Larabatre. The flames have spread rapidly, threatening homes, tourist accommodations, and critical infrastructure, including a fuel station. The fire front now extends over at least 6 kilometers, according to emergency service, making containment increasingly difficult. Thick smoke have engulfed the wider area, reducing visibility to near zoo in places. In sports stories now, the Confederation of African Football has given official approval for the MK Abiola Sports Arena in Abeokuta, Ogun State, to host the upcoming Under-17 West Africa Football Union Zone B Championship. The announcement comes following a comprehensive inspection of the facility, which passed all assessments related to seating capacity, pitch quality, safety infrastructure, and auxiliary services in line with CAF standards. The CAF delegation was led by WAFO Executive Director Philip Shere, who was joined by the chairman of the Ogun State Football Association of Nigerian Football Federation Board member Ganiyu Majekodumi. Still on sports stories now, Liverpool and Portugal forward Diego Jota has died at the age of 28 following a tragic road accident in Spain. The fatal crash occurred on the A52 motorway at kilometer 65 near the municipality of Palacios de Sambera in the province of Zamora. Jota, born in 1996, was a key figure for both Liverpool FC and the Portuguese national team. The news of his sudden passing has sent shockwaves through the footballing world and beyond. And that's it on Global TV Midday News. A quick reminder.